Hey everyone, and welcome to the Infinite Respawn podcast. I'm Chicken.
I'm Oak Tree.
I'm Grif.
I'm Baka.
So up, guys.
What's up?
How's it going? How was everybody's 2 weeks? Because we weren't here last week. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It was my mom's birthday yesterday. Well, it was this week, but we had like a gathering last night for it. She's been vaccinated, and some of the other family members have been as well, or they've had a bad case of COVID like I did. So it was like,
nice.
It was nice having everybody together. It was the first time the family has been together since Christmas of 2019.
Yeah.
So,
That was like 20 years ago.
it feels like 20 years because of 2020 being 20 years long. Yeah, that's for sure. It was fun. And we went to a favorite restaurant, and then we did, I made some strawberries and strawberries and whipped cream, stuff like that, because it's my mom's favorite. So she was happy with all that. So it was good.
Did you let her play some video games?
That was the highlight of my 2 weeks, by the way. Of 2 weeks, that was it.
Hey, that's good though. Like, it's a nice peaceful year. We're getting, just
yeah.
coasting through this one.
Right, if nothing eventful happens in the meantime,
Yeah.
Well, I've had a busy 2 weeks, but it's been like not the fun kind of busy, I guess. There's been a lot of like bureaucracy stuff, I guess. So, but we've all played ARK together recently. Got some stuff and things. Chicken's been the master builder because
I get
lot in
pushed
life.
into it. Like, Red has this like short ass attention span
Yes,
to where
does.
he's like, yeah, I'm gonna build this. He builds a wall and like moves on to something else. Then he builds another wall and then moves on. He's like, I got another project. It's like, but wall, you have to finish.
And he's like, no,
He's
no,
like a
bye.
previous president where he only puts up a part of a wall.
That's
Had
not
to
true.
throw that in there.
He made a base in the north and has for a while been the Hermit Mountain Man. So he's got his.
Please tell me his character's got a beard to go along with
Yeah,
whatever's
well, I
going
mean,
on.
yes.
if you're playing a male character, it's gonna grow unless you get some scissors and chop it off. Which we seem to have lost our scissors, so we're all running around like super shaggy right now.
But yeah, he's got a big old beard and full fur armor and whatnot, and he's up in the north with all of his wolves. And
Yeah, he
whatnot.
tamed a whole pack of wolves. He had like 10 of them, and it's like, what are you even gonna do with that? And then he spent
He's playing
yesterday.
the part.
Some of them
He is playing
died
the part.
into something. Like, I think a mammoth or something broke into his base and just wreaked havoc. But yesterday he was trying to tame some more. Yeah, something like that. And he died like 3 times trying to tame the same one. It's like, well, you could ask us for help. We're all around doing stuff right now. But I will say that I think the one of us that's most addicted is my sister. Like, she'll ask now for the server to just be put up if she knows we're busy. Like, we were playing WoW the other night, and she's like, can you put the server up before you guys get started? So she's been playing by herself, just doing
hard
stuff.
into ARK.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah. It's cute, though. I've found some mods specifically. Like, I found one specifically that I put in for her. And, it's a Rideable Jerboa. Which I don't know if... I guess they're also in the game as little small things. Like, rabbit-sized things. But these are, like, big Jerboas, and they're super cute, and they've got like long ears and a little kitty face, and they hop like little like kangaroo kind of hopping. They're so cute. She loves them so much. It's been
So
fun.
she will never ride my Sasquatch again.
After I've murdered her, no, probably not. I mean, actually, that's not true. I saw her using it to move the dinos around so that she had some height.
There's a short joke in there somewhere.
It's not a short joke. It's just she needed a little. She didn't want to get on like a Bronto and be way above them, but she was trying to reorganize them because some of them are on passive and some of them are on neutral. And so occasionally something aggressive spawns in the fence and walks up to them, and all of a sudden there's like a murder blender where half of them go in to kill it, and then the other half are on passive flee, so they run away. So you have these like little pockets of them just clustered together because they all either ran away or ran towards something. It's very hard to keep them organized. Damn it.
It's funny.
I will say we've kind of run into an interesting conundrum playing on our own dedicated server. The amount of alphas that are taking over our island is unbelievable.
Because nobody's
because
killing
they
them.
spawn randomly and nothing in the wild can kill them. So as they kill things, then things respawn, and eventually an alpha comes out of those respawns, and they keep killing, and then more alphas come up, and eventually, like, I think on one stretch of it, there were 2 alpha Carnos, 5 alpha Raptors, and an alpha T-Rex just shredding through the river, and it's like, how do you stop them?
We're gonna have to go as a group and armor up and really just be ready to take care of all of that.
Them guns.
Yeah, we're gonna get some guns and just chase it down.
Has bazooka been added to the game?
I mean,
we killed an alpha T-Rex. They've got so much health, though.
Yeah, but you get so much prime meat out of it. Like, we need to do that when we want to go tame a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Just go start.
I remember
there's still the Alpha Rex on Carno Island.
Yeah.
There's one Alpha Rex that we're gonna leave on the beach. It's been there since like day 1.
Yeah, it's a big red one.
And it has just been shredding up and down the coast near Red's house up there. The one where almost killed us at the beginning when we tamed our first Argentavis. And it's been just running up and down the shore killing everything.
Yeah.
So we're gonna leave that one alone until later.
That's funny.
I wish we could.
What else y'all been playing?
Oh, not pretty much that. I wish we could tame that.
Wow.
That's it. You spent 2 weeks in ARK.
Well, I mean, it's been ARK
all of you aren't living in the north by now.
I've played a shitload of Ghosts of Tsushima. I'm almost done. First of all, I love that game. If you haven't watched any of the streams, you will see how I just rave about how awesome it is. And then they decided
all you gotta know is
bath
time and haikus. That's all you gotta know.
And lots of sword play. The sword play is so good.
As long as the sword play's not in the bathtub, we're fine at the time.
Hey, if people want a sword play in the bathtub, that's on them.
I feel like that's a mod to the game.
It is what it is. But I'm almost done with the game. I've got just a few collectibles left and the final mission. Because I've completed the main story all the way up, and then you have to then there's one final mission that you have to do that wraps up the game and everything, and I'm going to do all the collectibles and whatnot, because I just don't want it to end. But
okay,
I already have my next
said
game.
Swordplay in the bathtub, and my first train of thought, but was not dirty, it was like, I mean, you could just get a plastic sword and just play.
But Baka just took that in such a wholesome direction. I was so unprepared for that.
That's the difference between the three of us and him right now. That's what I'm saying.
Y'all were talking about something, like, I was sitting there thinking, I was like, wait, they're talking about something perverted, and I was like, no, they're not talking about toy swords. No, okay, never mind.
Baka accidentally wholesome. Love it.
Wholesome Baka.
Chicken, I will say, I was watching the stream for you, and it did that thing that a lot of games like to do, where it's like, okay, everything's fine, and then all of a sudden nothing is fine and people are dying. Like, people important to you, and it's just like, I don't want to play this game anymore. Let me go back to, like, Act 2.
Like, they did a good job where they kind of bait you into being like, oh, okay, cool. And then they just, like, some guy comes out of nowhere and sweep kicks you, and you just fall on your face, and you're like, what the fuck just happened? And then he walks back and kicks you in the face, and he's like, ha ha, and then just disappears. You're like,
that's what it's like playing the third act.
Where did it's like, oh yeah. The first one, it gets you into the game. Second one, the story starts ramping up. At the end of the second act, you get swept and kicked in the face, and then the third act is all about the wrapping up the end, and you kind of feel, it's super good. I totally understand why it won so many awards, and the people who made it are getting honorary ambassador titles for the island of Tsushima, so they can come and visit whenever they want for free. They get full privileges, which is cool as hell, first of all, because I know Japan loves their history to be spread, which I am also watching another show for Japanese history, which is super good too.
Samurai Age.
Yes, it is. Don't worry if we can talk spoilers about that, because it's 450 something years old, and if you can't get over 400 plus year old spoilers, you better get out of this.
Oh my god.
We'll blame your education for not teaching you anything about that period of Japan.
Exactly. It's their fault. I mean, hell, we barely learn about our own history.
I was about to say, let's not discuss history classes. Some of us will really be put to shame. Well, some of our school systems, rather. Anyway.
True.
Yeah.
Chicken is learning a lot, which is very, beneficial to the household, I guess.
I just like that time period. Like seeing the history of Japan is just kind of very intriguing to me. So any game that and also I went into Shogun 2 after watching the show, and most of the battles that are in the show are historical battles in the game that you can replay. So that's really fucking cool. Like seeing it described and then being able to go into the game and kind of play it out is really neat. It's super cool to be able to do.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so at least the game is realistic and true to history, I guess.
Well, I like when games do that. Like, I think Assassin's Creed's done a really good job of creating a period of time and certain real events happening around what they've created and things like that. So it's kind of nice when, especially a massive battle game like that, where you turn around and you're like, okay, here's all the stuff. Can I win the same way this guy did?
Yeah, that's it.
Sure, I was out and he was 5 times more people on the other side than this one has. Can I win?
Probably not. Turn it on like legendary difficulty, and then people just start one-shotting your guys. It's like, that wasn't fair. I want a real difficulty like it was back then. Damn it.
That's how you become a legend, though, because you even had Julius Caesar that ended up winning a battle that way. He was outnumbered like 5-1 or some shit like that, and nobody knows how he won. No one. Not one person has a clue how he won. It was like, okay. Meanwhile, like, you got feudal Japan, same shit's happening. And it's like, okay, king. You know? It's like, okay. So, funny.
But yeah, I'm super into that right now. Once I'm done with this game, I'm going to play Shadow of War. I played Shadow of Mordor on stream, and I played Shadow of War off stream, but I'm going to play it on stream, and I'm going to turn up the difficulty so that you guys can watch me get my ass kicked constantly. Because that's just part of the fun of the...
I'm not going to lie, that's my favorite.
It's part of the fun of the game. Come on,
especially when it's farmers.
Some giant dude with orc attacks you from behind and then just punches you in the face and kills you instantly, and you're like, well, that just happened. Okay. We'll try again.
A built-in nemesis system into Ghosts of Tsushima would be so good. And then there's a game that I was playing the other day and I thought the same thing. It might have been Outriders. Just because of the way that game's built and the fact that you do have these bosses, people that you have to fight, how cool it would be if that was a similar thing, a nemesis system. So,
yes,
really, really cool.
I need some more nemesis system in my life and some more combat like Ghost of Tsushima. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go play Shadow of War afterwards.
Too funny.
But that's what I've played. That and WoW.
Awesome. I have played. Well, I'll talk about 2 things. One, I've recently played Bloodroots, which is a game I've been waiting on for 3 years. My friend Maldus and I had gone 3 years ago when we went to PAX. We played this game. We fell in love with the game. It's not really, well, actually parts of it are top down. I was very surprised by when this happened, but it's kind of a cartoony looking game, but it's set with a it's very hack and slash built the way it is, but you can literally pick up anything and hack anybody up. And so, like, I've beat people with a carrot. I've beaten people with a I guess they were, I don't know if they were using them as trophies on the side of their house or whatever, but it was like a raccoon and I had it by the tail and was hitting people with it. But you go through and hack through. But the premise is basically your character has been attacked by some people. They left him for dead, and now he's going back and doing revenge. But it's got a really good humor in it. I was, which I knew that the humor was there, but I wasn't expecting as good as it was. And it's one of those where it grades you on how quick you get through the level and how many bonuses you get and all that type of stuff. So there's good replayability. You can even unlock certain hats that the character will wear, and you can go back and play through those in a certain way. One will give you points for punching people or whatever. But it's set up like the Miami games, the ones I can't even think of the name of them. Something Miami.
Hotline Miami.
What is it?
Hotline Miami.
Yeah, Hotline Miami, where you've got the so like if somebody shoots you, you're dead. It's that same thought process, and the fact that it's literally if somebody punches you, you're dead, and you got to start back over and move your way through the level. And it's great. Like it's It's really well built. It's fun. Each one of the weapons does something different. So you might pick up a spear, and the next thing you know, you're shooting across the entire area, just trying to stab things. And it tells you down in the bottom left how many times you can hit somebody with whatever you have in your hand. So you have to kind of keep track of that.
Durability.
I was
style?
able to pick up a bow and arrow. Do I now?
Durability, is that what it is?
Yeah, it's kind of a durability type thing, but it's set up to where it's, some of them are just going to be once where you can hit it. Another one's going to be 2, and another one's going to be 3. I haven't done more than that. The bow and arrow is, I don't want to say it's OP because that would not be correct, but it is where it's you can pick up those arrows in the area that I was at. If you played it right, you can pick them up and get several arrows at one time, and then you could re-pick those up. So once they were used, the arrows were used, they didn't get used up, they just dropped to the ground. You could pick it back up again. But it was, and then, or you could pick up a lantern and throw it in an area and the entire grass catches on fire or whatever it happens to be. But it's really well done. It's like $15 I think right now. Like I said, we've been waiting 3 years for it. The other thing, it's not really game related, but it is gamer related, which is for an entire week I streamed on the new platform Glimish, which started off very rocky for them. But I will have to say, once they got their servers working correctly and everything else, their FTL, which is faster than light, which is at about a quarter of a second right now, at least as I experienced, it was at a quarter of a second, so you could carry on an actual conversation with people in the chat, was spot on. They're continuing to make improvements on it that I like. Like one of the things that both Mixer and Twitch had, that if you wanted to talk somebody into the chat and you wanted to know you were talking to them, you would at them, right? You would put the little ampersand with their name and afterwards, and then type whatever it is you need to, and then it highlights it for them so they know you're talking to them. Here, you don't even have to do that. You just have to type their name. So they've set it up. Anytime your name pops up, it highlights that particular one so you can see it a lot easier. They do weekly payouts for, and everybody gets a sub button. As long as you sign up for it, you get a sub button. But they do weekly payouts. So I got my $2.50 this week. Because one person subbed. I know, right? I'm gonna get me a bottle of water. It's fantastic. Stay hydrated. And the way that works is basically the reason they do weekly payouts, which I don't know if that's something that's going to stay or not, because if you think of longevity, it would be, let's say you end up with 500,000 people with sub buttons and every one of them has at least one sub. Now you're paying out to everybody. That would be a pain in the ass. They did pay out just over $1,800. They're very open about all their platform, how it works, how it's done. But the weekly premise is this: let's say you have 10 subs in 1 week, and they're always renewed the same time each month. Then you know what, as a streamer, what you're making for that week. Whether it's the first week of the month or whatever. Second week you might have less. So again, you can kind of budget a little better than a monthly budget, I guess is their thought process. And they break down exactly how that money is spread out, which I think is really cool. Where if we ask Twitch, Amazon for that information, they're not going to give you that information on how their shit is spread out. It's just not the way it works. It's the tag system took a little bit to get used to. So instead of the traditional showing up to an actual the actual home screen and then clicking on browse and then pulling up a bunch of games and then scrolling down to the games, it literally opens 2 streams. And you have at the top gaming, art, IRL, education, and tech, I think, are the different main categories. And the way that they've set that up with the tag system is, if let's say for instance that like the Mixer people, the former Mixer people that have moved over to Glimish or whatever, they came up with Mixer Fam. So you would have that particular tag that was there. You could click on that and it would pull up everybody that had that tag. So if you were playing Apex, for instance, you could click on somebody could type in Apex and find everybody that's doing it. So those tags are set up that way. Or if somebody's doing a charity stream, they can put charity in. And if somebody's feeling giving that day, they can type in charity and pull up all the charity streams and see what's going on with those. So it's an interesting concept. We can create our own tags also, where Twitch, they're already set. There's no new ones that can be put on. where we can create our own, and the more often it's used, the quicker it pulls up into the algorithm for the drop down menu. So it's very, they've got some really good concepts. There are some things they need to change. I had a friend of mine who's been a streamer for 3+ years, was a partner for Mixer, and has had his name for years, and is looking at going to Glimish. He's currently over at Twitch, and he went to go sign up, and somebody had taken the name, and it's a unique name. Well, then we start going through the list, and somebody's gone through and taken a lot of the bigger streamers from Mixer and took their names. No followers or anything else. We think they're trying to sell them, is what they're trying to do.
That's usually how it'll go with things like that.
So trademark your shit so you can claim your shit, is the only thing I can tell you, is what we got out of the bottom of that. And so I think it's shitty on the trolls part of it, but I also understand from a business standpoint, Glimish's side of that, which is anybody could literally claim that there's somebody and they don't know, right?
Yeah.
So, like, unless it's a ninja, a shroud, or somebody like that that's world famous, you're not gonna know. So, trademark your shit so you can claim it. But overall, it's a good experience. I'll be visiting from time to time, but for the most part, staying at Twitch for now. Enjoying that until some bugs are worked out from an alpha standpoint, for sure. But the community is really nice, and they've got a good thing going. I just hope they continue to work on it and don't sell it to a major corporation to screw the damn thing up, but we'll see. That's all I got.
That's cool.
Other than WoW and ARK, I have been playing Pokemon Sword.
A lot.
How is it?
Yeah, Baka, tell us what you're doing.
I have gone super nerdy. I have started a kaiju team based off like monsters from the Godzilla universe, and I threw Gamera in there because why not? But yeah, like I'm only using Pokemon that are from my list of the kaiju from the Godzilla universe, and Pokemon that best resemble them. Some of them have like 2 Pokemon or so that could really fit the bill, so just whichever one I catch, I guess. But yeah, it's made the game kind of interesting, because like all the old ones, I like for the newer generations, I get really kind of just lose interest in them, because you just fly through the gyms because of the shared XP thing, and everything levels up. It's the same in this one, but I'm having to still go and grind now, because yeah, the first few gyms I kind of flow through, just because I mean those are usually normally pretty easy. But I have run into kind of a wall with the fighting gym, because with all the Pokemon on the list, they share similar types. A lot of them are dragon, ground, steel, rock, but most of them fit in those categories. There's a few that fit under like water and ice, and actually I don't think there's a single one under that list that fits under fire. There is absolutely no psychic ones. Yeah. And there's also several bug Pokemon as well. So, by sticking to that list, the fighting gym is kind of kicking my ass.
Nice pun.
Yeah. But the other neat thing with the gyms in the game is, like, instead of just running through and fighting his little trainers or whatever, the gym leader's trainers, and then fighting the gym leader, there are actually like the things you have to do, like the grass gym. You have to herd a bunch of these sheep Pokemon from one end to the other in the process of doing everything. The fighting one, they put you in this little thing that you have to spin to go left or right, while you're kind of falling through a maze, and have to try to guide your way through and figure it out. So there's puzzle elements into some of them. The water gym, I mean, you have to like turn off these water pipes to get through certain pathways, and yeah, it's a whole weird thing with it. But I mean, they're not overly complicated because it's a game designed for kids. But it's still a lot more interesting than what it has been in the past. So yeah, just run and kind of work your way through this gym and fight the people there, and then eventually you get to the gym leader.
Nice.
So you are enjoying it? Because I know there was kind of a mixed review on that game.
There's some, like, I'm enjoying it so far, but I also see where some people could really not really like it, because it is a lot different. Like, there's a whole wild area that you constantly go through, and there's like the powerful Pokemon that are higher level that you can encounter and try to fight, but you can't capture them until you have certain badges. Like the badges I have now, I can capture ones that I find up to like level 35, I think.
Huh, that's interesting, because I know they had the tech where it was Pokemon would only listen to you up to a certain level, and now you can only catch Pokemon up to that level.
My Godzilla Pokemon hit level 20 before I got a badge, and he stopped listening to me.
Oh damn!
Nice.
Yeah, the only reason that I got past one of the I think it was the first gym because of that. It, like he was my last one, because I only had him and King Kong, which is the starter monkey Pokemon, and he got taken out. So I was using him, and it's just because he had so much health, and he finally decided to do something after getting hit repeatedly, and he ended up one-shotting the damn Pokemon and killed the last one. So I kind of had a Charizard moment. But yeah, I mean, it's a way to kind of, I guess, keep kids from just getting the going and capturing the powerful Pokemon. Like the first one I ran into before anything but was an Onix, and I was like, oh cool, I'll just capture him just for fun, because I'm still capturing the Pokemon to complete the Pokédex. And yeah, like it won't even let you throw a ball at him, because it's like, oh well, his defense is too high. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe I have to weaken him. So I used the monkey one, the King Kong, since he's a grass type, and whittled him down, and then tried again. And it's like, no, his defense, and it's like he's got a slither of health. And I was like, how was his defense so high? No, you have to go and get badges where it lets you capture the bigger Pokemon.
I'm not sure how I feel about it. Like, I like it from the standpoint.
I'm not a fan of that mechanic.
I like the fact that they're trying to make it to where somebody can't just go in and kind of get the powerful ones or whatever and make them play the game a little bit longer, I guess. But I don't think I like the mechanic.
Then
their implementation.
My thing, yeah. Well, my thing is like then they should make it to where those powerful Pokemon are later down in the game, and you know. So the way they're doing it with the wilds area that you have to constantly go through to get to certain cities, so you can go get those badges. I mean,
you think they would just add those later on once you've gotten them, right? Like, so like you go through and it's like you've gotten the badge, and now when you go through the wilds, those are available to you versus them just being there and you can't capture them.
Yeah,
right?
Or just, you know, like where it's like, okay, well, you can see them, but you can't do anything with them yet. Like you can't fight them or interact with them. Something more than kind of what they did.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing with the game is usually there's always like a main bad guy from what I remember in the series.
Yeah, there's always a Team Rocket for each
universe. This one is. They're not really bad guys. They're overly obsessed fans. Like
Okay.
Of Pokemon or you?
Well, it's a group of people that are overly obsessed with one of the trainers battling in the championships. That they all follow around and cheer for, and that they all dress the same. The guys always have these horn things, so the girls always have a flag with the girl's picture on it, and they're just going around being dicks, basically. Like it's not like really a Team Rocket as bad guys. It's kind of a really just overly enthusiastic fans.
I'm starting to get a better picture of this game, and I think part of the reason why it didn't receive as big of a reception as the other ones is it seems like they put a lot of bumpers on this one, where it's kind of a little bit more guided and a little bit softer. Because, I mean, in the other games, Team Rocket was kidnapping Pokemon and torturing them to do their bidding, and then you had in Gen 3, you had people trying to literally destroy the planet, so... This one is like, your bad guys are...
This one is also like their first, like, hey, let's take Pokemon into 3D world, because the Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, but while it was 3D, it was still, like, basically the old red and blue version, so you had those areas blocked off that you couldn't go around in. I mean, this one still has that all along the routes and stuff, but... This is their first experimentation into areas where you can freely run around and explore it.
So they're trying to make an open world feel to it, basically.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be the precursor to Pokemon Arceus.
It's like the Wii U before they hit the Switch. So maybe the new one coming out, the Arceus, will be like they're taking the feedback from it and it'll make it a lot better.
Oh, I hope so. Right. Ooh. I want Pokemon Let's Go Johto. Like, that right there is my dream. Like, my dream is to give me Pokemon Let's Go Johto, where it's just a remake of the Heart Gold and Soul Silvers, but in the Let's Go world, where it's all 3D and all the Pokemon pop up. Like, that right there, you got me. By day one. I will buy only one.
Well, if they're continuing at the rate that they're doing, the next remakes will be black and white.
Yes, well, I think they're doing 3
expansions.
I think they're doing 3 generations of remakes now, because you have Pokemon Red and Blue, Pokemon Fire Red, and Pokemon Leaf Green, and now you have Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. So they're going to do, more than likely, they'll do 3 generations of remakes. So you got Heart Gold, and then Let's Go Gold, and then they'll do the same thing with Gen 3 years down the road. It seems like that's what Nintendo would do. They're basically just kind of recycling their stuff to keep, they don't have to make new stuff.
Let's Go Lugia and Let's Go. My finger hit the the space bar on my keyboard and activated that. But yeah, Let's Go Lugia and Let's Go Ho-Ho. Because, I mean, it keep with the theme with the names.
I mean, I'm down. Like, I am so ready for that. Nintendo, give it up. It's mine.
I like that they're doing it, because I think first of all, when you're eliminating, you don't have the Game Boys anymore. You've eliminating the 3DS, and everybody's moving over to the Switch. And I think Super Switch Pro, whatever the next one's going to end up being called, everything's going to be able to kind of move over, and it's kind of nice to have a newer version of legacy games like that and being able to pull those over as well. And you know, get to share them with your kids or whatever, or in my case, play them for the first time in a different way.
That's crazy. So Pokemon Red came out in 1996. Pokemon Fire Red came out in 2004, and then the Let's Go version came out in like 2019. So they were like, "Oh, here's an 8-year gap. Here's an 18-year gap." So, okay, all right.
Cool. Well, Fire Red and Leaf Green came about out of necessity, though, because
that is true.
The Game Boy Advance hardware, it made it where you could do the trade like you could between the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance. So they did those 2 versions of the game, so you could go and still get all those Gen Pokemon and bring them over to the Ruby Sapphire.
Yeah, and they are like real, true improvements of the original games. But we could sit here and talk about Pokemon forever. So we're gonna...
Well, me and Chicken could, but
yeah, that's definitely a you guys thing.
Yeah.
Well, then,
especially
do you want to
since we were talking about it before?
Yeah. You guys want to talk about some new stuff,
Tyson,
so we can get into all of that?
Sure.
Let's talk about news.
Well, Oak was playing the Outriders beta thing. That's going to be on Game Pass. Oak, you going to play it on Game Pass? You don't
Yay, I don't have to buy it. I'm super excited.
Outriders,
now.
yes. I'll play it on Game Pass.
I'll play it on Game Pass.
I think a lot of people
It's only 3-player, right?
Do I know?
It's 3 players, right? Not 4?
It's 3-player, yeah.
3.
Yeah, it's 3-player.
Cool.
Weird.
Definitely give that
what
damn
a weird
thing a try,
choice.
Sure.
Why 3?
I'll be honest. I was looking at somebody on Twitter who posted a picture because someone's got 254 hours in the demo. In the inventory screen, like I was looking at it and it looks almost identical to Destiny. I swear that had to be Destiny. Like it looks like they copy pasted it.
A lot of the stuff looks that way, and their skills tree though looks like it looks like a straight up giant RPG. Like one of these ones, like you've got all these little dots connected that you can get, like it's ridiculous. And I'm like, okay, you know, like they did a really good job, I think, of combining a good amount of genres. They've just got to make sure that the full game is executed as well as I think the demo plays.
Yes, they got to make sure that they stand
but I am
out
interested to see too, though, that it's on Game Pass now, and I've already played through and gotten my characters up to where I need them to be. Am I gonna have to play back through on Game Pass versus being on Steam? Or am I gonna have to buy?
Did you sign into your Xbox account when you loaded the game up?
No, we don't have to.
Didn't
it was on Steam.
You won't, because for games like Master Chief Collection on Steam, it tells you that you should sign into your Xbox account, and then your progress carries over. But if you don't
there's not
have
a
to
thing
sign,
for it on this.
then you don't. That's what I'm saying. Is if it doesn't ask you to sign in, then it's not going to be shared. If it does ask you to sign into your Microsoft account, then it will be shared.
Yeah, maybe they'll add it. Maybe it's one of those they'll end up adding.
Yeah,
since they're putting it on Game Pass and they had not originally chosen to do so.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see.
We'll find out.
The new Alien game coming out, it's also going to be 3 players. So maybe that's like a new beta.
The Aliens.
It's like Fire Team or something like that.
Yeah, it's a 3-player one. It actually looks kind of fun too.
That's a new meta that they're shooting for.
Haha, I get it again. What is with you and your puns today?
He's trying to get on all those bad jokes.
Yeah. After all the times that you made me listen to them before Nugget, so
fair.
I was practicing. Damn it.
Fair.
Is Baka practicing? Does he have a Nugget on the way?
No. The world would end.
Baka, you have explaining to do.
Yeah.
It's like, no, the world would be ending if that happened.
Well, I mean, the world ended last year, so who knows where we're gonna go from there.
Too funny.
Well, since we're talking about Game Pass, Phil Spencer said that future Bethesda games will be exclusive to the Game Pass platform, which means PC and Xbox. Well, platforms where Game Pass exists. So
I don't know why he words it like this. Why doesn't he just say, "Fuck you, Sony, you ain't getting any of our shit"?
Because he's trying to dance around that, I guess.
I mean, they're even willing to put games onto the Switch if that are exclusive to Xbox and Game Pass. They're like, no, we like Switch. He's our sweet little brother who is so incredible at what he does, and he doesn't ever bother anybody or compete with anybody. He just sits in his room and does his thing. So we like to share with him, and then Sony's the asshole that's super good at what he does, but is definitely snobby, and we don't like him.
Well, I mean, basically, it's not going to be every Bethesda game. I feel like anything that's already in a franchise is out for stuff like that. There's contractual obligations and things like that. But, like, I think anything that's a new IP through Bethesda will be Microsoft exclusive. So, I mean, if the next Fallout game will probably be wherever on multi-platform, but something like a brand new thing coming out of
Stellaris? or any of the new IPs that they're working on. Because I just can't fathom a world in which Elder Scrolls is exclusive or Fallout is exclusive.
I can with the okay, because Elder Scrolls was only on the PC. And then,
but we're in a different world now, Baka. Like, those titles
was
have
only on
such...
the PC and Xbox forever. It was never a PlayStation title. It didn't hit PlayStation until Oblivion and Skyrim. So
but we live in a different world now where those games have such a following across everything.
Keep in mind too that this might not be up to Microsoft and Bethesda if those games are exclusive or not. Like, the new ones, definitely yes, but even if they want to produce the game and put it on PlayStation, Sony gets the final yes or no, and they don't like anything Microsoft on their product.
Yeah, I mean, it may
the fact that Minecraft is still sitting there is amazing to me.
Well, we'll see. We'll see where this goes. We're going to see that for this next decade is going to be super interesting with how Bethesda and Microsoft are going to handle this merger acquisitions thing. So we'll see where we go. It's going to be fun to watch. That's for sure.
Oh,
I think the culture or the console war just got a little bit more heated.
It's an under the table war now, though.
I feel like Microsoft is doing what Microsoft does, which is do software. Like, because that's what games are, right? They're just software.
Oh yeah.
So I think they're doing what they do best, which is, we are the software people. Yes, we have a console, everything else, but their consoles are moving as close to a PC as they possibly can. Where I feel like Sony is still stuck in that box of, yes, we're basically running a PC, but we're going to make this as exclusive as we possibly can. And, they keep their... it's just two different versions of something. We're going to keep everything as close as we can and make sure as much of our good stuff is in-house, versus Microsoft that's like, we'll put it anywhere you want us to, To
be fair, that's very similar because Nintendo and Sony are both Japanese companies, and they both have very similar ideologies when it comes to their consoles and their games.
But Nintendo is also being very open about who will be on their platform now, where they used to be closed off.
Yeah, I was about to say they learned their lesson from previous iterations where their
especially like Wii U
catalog was very small.
Wii U was not a bad thing necessarily. It's just badly named. It was just. And
it was the precursor to what the Switch is. Like,
right.
It's kind of one of those transition things where it was like, oh, big bump in the road. Okay, this is what we were trying to make. And then everyone's like, ooh,
right.
I want that. And almost everybody on the planet's got one now. I'm kidding, not almost everybody, but several hundred million.
A lot of people, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, it's not software, but HTC Vive has some new hardware that they're looking at. It's an add-on to your headset for VR that tracks basically your mouth area to make your chat expressions or your avatar expressions a little more similar to yours, which I think is neat but also weird. I get what they're doing.
I like it for the future of the products. Like, now it's kind of a little weird for what it is because it's like an attachment. I think eventually they're going to be able to just put it into the headset where it's got like sensors that can just kind of see down and track the motion of your mouth and whatnot. But I think for games like MMOs, which we will eventually get a full VR MMO, like WoW or something, ESO or anything like that, and having something like that where you can like look at another character and see their character talking and you can like read their lips, like that'll like really let you get into the RPG aspect of it, because you're going to see somebody's avatar talking instead of just mouth moving and then words coming out not matching, right? So I think for the future it's really good. It's probably a little early right now, but that's also why I'm waiting for a VR headset, because I know the hardware is going to be improving over the next several years, and stuff like this will just become common after time.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how they end up at attaching that on a regular one. I'm assuming it's going to end up being a flip down, so it's something that you have an option out of if you want to, because not all games are going to call for it, right? So. but I like the concept of being able to make that closer to a reality type thing. But at the same time, I don't want to know what people are really going to use this for in the end.
That's why I just left it the way it is. I'm sure there are communities out there that are going to enjoy the shit out of this thing.
Goodness.
All
Just
right.
saying.
Well, speaking of things that people will enjoy, Baka, how you feel about this new Ninja Turtles Brawler?
It actually looks pretty good. It's a lot like Turtles in Time or Turtles 2. But we are going to have to play it.
I love the fact that they said we're going with the 1987 model. You had me at that. That's what I'm saying.
The old school one.
Yep.
He had that weight. He was holding on to that for the whole show. Finally.
I mean, I imagine there's just like 40 of them on his desk. Yeah, the ones that wouldn't fit on the shelves are on his desk, though.
I've got like 4 up over here. The 3 of the turtles, because I cannot find Donatello that changes into the baby turtle. And April O'Neil that changes into a cat.
Why does she turn into a cat?
Don't ask.
It's a reference to one of the episodes where she got mutated into a cat person for a little while.
Okay, then.
Okay. But there is no release date for it or specific console platforms, so it's pretty much just, hey, look what we're working on, and then that's it. Like that, there's nothing else. No consoles, no release date, nothing.
It does say that it is coming to PC though.
Yes.
I mean, basically, announcements like this, so you get people like Baka just throwing their credit card at the screen until it's available.
Shut up and take my money.
When's the pre-order? That's all I want to know. That's it.
I need to buy 4 copies of it to play with friends.
Just 2, man. Just 2. One to play and the other one to keep in the containers for like 25 years from now. It's worth money and we'll never sell it.
He wants to play with us.
I don't really keep that much of them in containers. I mean, I opened like a whole bunch of them, so.
As you can see behind
I want to, I want to play with them.
I mean, I don't blame you.
You're funny. Looks like we got some more news when it comes to y'all's favorite movie to talk about, which is the new Borderlands movie.
Hell yeah, we about to get into this. All right.
So Haley Bennett.
Let's do the other one first. Let's do the other one first. Yeah,
okay.
Let's do the other one first.
So we have Florian Montanu. I don't know how to say his last name.
I think it's Montanu.
But if you've seen Creed 2, he's the one that plays Victor Drago. Yeah, he's going to be playing Craig in the movie. Krieg, whatever.
Craig.
I will say that
Krieg is what I said, but yeah.
That's a perfect cast, by the way. I think there was a picture comparison where he had his shirt off next to a picture of Krieg, and it was like, damn, yeah, you could do that. You could just give him a buzzsaw thing.
But I would like to point out that there's a clip from Eli Roth that said Krieg was by far the most difficult role to cast. Was it now? Really? Because I guess the other ones, you guys are just throwing whoever, signed up to audition at the role. Oh, Kate Blanchett wants to be Lilith? She's not in any way appropriate for the role, but okay, sign her up. Jamie Lee Curtis wants to be Tannis? Sign her up. Like, y'all actually put some effort into Krieg, though?
Or they just like, whatever big Hollywood name they could get behind to fill in the roles. Because,
well, to be fair, he's not a big name.
Yeah, he's not
one.
A big name. So, there's other actors in the movie that aren't big.
He's also probably not going to have a huge part either.
Well,
but
let me just say,
I'm sure he will.
This continues to throw into contention when this movie is supposed to be set. Because now you have Krieg, which means you're forcing it into Borderlands 2. Tiny Tina's already been cast, so Borderlands 2 and beyond. I don't know, but the thing that Oak was going to mention is that there's another character that has been cast. It's Haley Bennett, and she is playing a whole new character that will be key to Lilith's past. And it doesn't say,
the
by the
past
way,
of Kate Blanchett's character.
Chicken
Lilith.
had mentioned seeing something on Reddit that said he thought it was going to be Lilith of the past, but it does not say that that's what she will be. It just says she's...
I think it is too, and here's why I say this. She was born in 1988. She is the youngest of this damn cast.
That's not true. Tiny Tina's actress is 13 years old.
Oh, well, fair. But, I mean, of the adults, she's the youngest of the cast.
But if she plays a young Lilith, that would make sense why they cast Tannis and Lilith as older characters too. My theory is that it's going to start with Lilith in a fucked up scenario, and she's like, I guess you're wondering how I got here. And then it's going to... My dream to make this movie good is that the movie will start off exactly from the point of the first Borderlands game. Like, it plays out that whole cinematic with the actors doing it, and then the game just goes. Like, full action oriented, just goes. Lots of explosions, shooting, and some story kind of behind it too. But I would hope there's a lot of story, considering it's a movie and not a game.
I don't understand then why you put so much effort into casting Krieg and Tiny Tina, who would obviously, if that's the case, be like little interjections.
Because they're going to shoot through the first game into the second game and do the whole thing, and then the movie is going to take place in the future after the second game.
So he's saying, so are you wanting more of the game to be Borderlands, the original game, or you want more of it to take place in the future? Because I'm confused by what you just said.
Me?
Yeah. I'm a little confused too.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's going to do both.
The characters that they have now is going to tell the story of Borderlands 1 and 2.
Okay.
And the older Lilith and
like
Tannis
narrating
are going
the story is what you're saying.
Yeah. The older Tannis and Lilith are going to be the ones narrating the story from that with those actors.
This movie's going to be hot garbage. Let me just tell you now.
Well, we already know that.
Because, I mean, even if you're doing that, you're spending a lot of money for characters that are going to be narrating a tiny bit of the story, and it's going to throw you back into the past where you're watching the events of Borderlands 1, I guess, happen, even though they haven't cast two of the major Vault Hunters from Borderlands 1.
They're still casting.
I know they're still casting, but I mean, your hardest cast so far was Krieg, who, according to what you think is going to happen, will be in the movie for like a total of 20 minutes.
Well, considering the others haven't been cast yet, wouldn't it mean the next ones would be the hardest ones to cast past him?
Yeah,
I mean, the next interview would be,
Mordecai?
this would be the next hardest, and this one would be the next hardest, because they haven't been cast yet.
Because who do they need? They need Mordecai.
They need Mordecai and Brick. They need Dr. Zed. They need Marcus. They need, if you're doing the first game, you'll need people like TK Baha. I mean, you've already cast Claptrap. You've got to cast Angel. Which Angel should just be, like, the actress that they used for the voice actor, they actually put her in the game. When you see the little Angel pop up, that's actually just her. So, just cast her. That's easy. That should be literally the easiest cast.
Yeah, that'd be easy enough. But, I mean...
You've got...
It's not going to be a very good movie. No, I just want it to be I just want lots of It's Borderlands, and in my head, Borderlands is big guns and bigger explosions.
Wait, is Michael Bay doing this? What's happening?
Yeah,
I
this
would
is
hope
starting
so.
to sound like a Michael Bay movie.
And all I'm hearing right now is Chicken likes Michael Bay movies. That's all I heard right then. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, if you want something that explodes, you go to look at Michael Bay. I mean, that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah,
and you can't tell me that you've never been in the mood for something to just blow up.
Oh, 100%. But
exactly.
What you're saying is this movie is going to be hot garbage, but it's okay if there's a bunch of explosions and it's hot garbage. Versus they tried to create a plot line and not make it hot garbage.
I mean, you just described Michael Bay movies.
That is the issue with Michael Bay movies. Is he tries to create a plot line, and it's all over the place. It makes no goddamn sense. But then he's like, well, this is not going well. Let's throw in a bunch of explosions and distract you.
Exactly.
I mean, but to be fair, Randy Pitchford is the one that's executive producer, or one of the ones executive producing this. So I'm not shocked.
So at least... he'll have a story written down in the background, and all you got to do is put explosions across the whole thing, and then you're good to go.
He's sitting in the background going, I kind of want to meet Kate Blanchett. Let's hire her.
Yeah.
They just have Kevin Hart. Let's hire him.
They just have on their phone the wiki article that gives a basic rundown of the plot, and that's what they're going off of. They don't have
There's
pictures
no
of
script,
the
they
characters.
just go.
Yeah, they just there's no pictures of the characters or anything. So we're just that's how they're doing this. That's how they do most video games.
They got Randy Pitchford as a producer.
Randy
and that
Pitchford
dude
and
is
Strauss Zelnick are two of the executive producers of the game.
And that guy is like
Take-Two CEOs.
Is a control freak. So you know he's sitting there going, that This is my story. This is how it's going to work. This is how I want it to be.
Unless they're paying him a bunch of money just to shut up, and that's just the time.
No, I doubt that. Like, yeah, he likes his money, but I mean, he doesn't want his shit dragged through the mud. He does not like to be exposed.
His shit's already been dragged through the mud. He did it himself. He left porn on a USB drive at a freaking Renaissance fair.
He never did that. Don't quote him on that.
Actually, he admitted it and said that it was because he was, I don't know, it was like he thought it was funny and he was trying to show it to somebody or something. It was something stupid. It was some stupid.
It was a very lame excuse for leaving it there for sure.
It was one of the many reasons that I stepped away from playing anything Gearbox.
It's not going to be a good movie. That's pretty much just what it boils down to.
Had that before.
I just want to see lots of explosions in the movie verse of Borderlands. That's pretty much what it is.
Even your explosions, man.
You play Borderlands to blow things up and shoot cool guns. Am I
yes,
wrong?
But you watch movies not to necessarily just have things blow up.
But some people do. That's why there are B movies, because some people like to watch bad movies.
Well, that's why there are audiences that eat up Michael Bay movies. I mean, they make money. It's just...
I mean, I like B movies, but I don't like the B movies that are nothing but explosions. I like
They're not B movies, then. They're bad movies. There's a difference between a B movie and a bad movie.
There's also a difference between an action movie and a sci-fi horror movie.
Yes, there is. I do not think
they do not
Borderlands
have
is a sci-fi horror
explosions
movie.
everywhere. Occasionally they blow up the monster, but it's not explosions everywhere. Usually stupid girls screaming and half naked running through places and locking themselves in doors and whatever else.
Well, a movie that I think will do moderately better, or actually it's not a movie, it's a series, is going to be the Resident Evil series from Netflix. They're actually using the Claire and Leon voice actors from the Resident Evil 2 remake, which is pretty cool. So you get the same audio experience. You get the same characters, essentially, coming over into that. Whereas before, I think they had a couple of times where they had movies come out that they had used game voice actors for, but it's not every time. So that's pretty cool. I'm gonna watch this Netflix
I like that
series.
they're doing that. That continuity is nice.
Yes. So, and I like Claire and Leon, so I'm gonna watch it. Does it say when that's coming out?
Yeah, September 3rd.
Thanks.
September 3rd. The only reason I know that is because Chicken put it in the Discord that it's too long away.
I probably forgot that on purpose so that I wouldn't be sad about it, but now I'm sad about it again.
I'm just trying to figure out what night, because it says the story starts on a night in Raccoon City in 1998. Like, which one of those nights are you talking? Because I think there's like 4 nights total of shit going down.
But in 1998 would be Resident Evil 2, wouldn't
it? It's Resident Evil, because it's Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, and I think because Resident Evil 0 and Resident Evil take place a few days before that, because Chris disappears or takes a vacation. I put quotes on that because he was forced to leave because of what he saw in the mansion incident. But I will find the timeline, because the days of Raccoon City are very, very critical, because shit goes down, city gets locked down and blown up. So you're in a very small window that you're allowed to tell a story in before it's okay. So Resident Evil 0 is July 23rd to 24th. Resident Evil is the 24th to the 25th. Resident Evil 3 is September 26th to the 28th. 2 is the 28th to the 30th. Okay, and then Resident Evil 3. Oh, why are there 3 different?
Wait, so 3's before 2?
Oh no, we lost Baka.
Uh-oh.
Oak is 2 pieces on my screen. It's like his nose and then his mouth. That's the best
Don't
YouTube
move,
video
don't
of
move.
all time. Oh my god. Let's see if we can get Baka back. If not, we're definitely ending the show like this because it's hilarious.
Net dropped re-invite. I'm re-inviting him.
Okay. That's so
There
funny.
he is.
Oh, wait, let me
Oh, there's the
rearrange.
call. There's...
Not a show without technical difficulties.
Wait till you see the video where that dropped, Baka. Oh, it split Oak into the big one. It was so funny. Oh.
I was like this, evidently.
Yes.
You can see
It's
part of me
so
in the
funny. Oh, so good, so good. Okay. What else do we have to talk about in the news? Just in case we need to
Well,
hurry
anyway,
up because Baka might have to go.
Well, the question I was asking, so 2 actually takes place after 3?
2 and 3 take place at the same time. It takes place between September 25th or September 26th and October 1st. Those 5 days, those 2 games take place.
I got you.
So I
I
don't
never
know
played
which
3.
day.
I only played 2, so.
So I don't know which day we're gonna start because the beginning of Resident Evil 3 starts before Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 2 starts and ends before Resident Evil 3 ends. So like those 5 days, those 2 stories are told.
I got you.
So. And then Raccoon
Well,
City gets blown up.
hopefully if they do any Resident Evil 3 stuff, it's better than the remake of the game that they just made. It's got
Hopefully a
more
little
to
longer.
it. Just give me my big
Yeah.
giant spiders in a sewer. At the end of the day, I'll be happy.
I'm
Or
super
the
stoked to
giant
watch it.
alligator
There you go.
that you make his head explode by shooting the tank into his mouth.
Yeah.
I bet they'll do that too. Like because I think they want to make it right because the movies originally were kind of the first 2 movies, again, like I said, I'm probably one of the people that are on the minimum side, less popular, that I thought they were okay, and then I don't know what the writer thought, but then he just decided to write to the moon and just kind of I don't know, just was like, hey, let's just do something, and then the story
director
just really went off.
wanting to make his wife look badass. And
Yeah. Like, it just went off to the moon with his story, and I have no idea where he wanted to go with it.
Too
Because you
funny.
could have gone in so many different directions, but he went with Doomsday's episode, and the Resident Evil series went with bioweapon black market style, which was a lot more interesting than the world ending, and then Mila Jovovich blowing up zombies.
Explosions,
at the end of the
though.
world.
There's more explosions in
Yeah, there's a lot of explosions. I thought that's what you wanted. You're confusing me now.
And that's what
Yeah.
they're gonna do with Borderlands. They're just
Some
gonna
people
say,
just
well,
like to watch explosions. Don't you just like to watch explosions, chicken? That's
Yeah,
what I
when
was
it
just
fits
told.
the story, the only time explosions fit into the Resident Evil story is when you beat the game and you get the infinite rocket launcher and you could just constantly shoot it with explosions. Otherwise, you got a couple of grenades here and there, but it's more tactical than that.
Or there's a few explosions here and there that drive the plot. They, to block off areas so you can't get to them.
Yeah,
To keep you on your rails.
That's environmental. Yeah, those bumpers. That's environmental explosions. Needs
It's
more.
an explosion.
Needs more red barrels. That's what we need to say. Needs more red barrels. Everybody knows what a red barrel means. I think it's on
Yep.
I think it's on the list over there.
On the list of things
Oh,
that
your video
games
game
taught
list.
Yeah. No, it's not over there. What are those?
Should have been. Too bad. Burn the poster now. Doesn't. It's
If you
not
see
right.
a red barrel, everybody knows it blows up.
It's exploding.
Oh Lord.
Yes.
What else we got?
Dynasty Warriors has a live action movie adaptation.
There's explosions
put-
in it. I
And
watched
I am
this
so
trailer
fucking
with Chicken
stoked.
To be fair, I watched the trailer and I went, I've got to see this.
It's
I'm
very
not
Yes.
gonna
true
lie.
to the game. Like, all of the over-the-top stuff in the game, they're like, let's
It's-
just keep that.
So good. First of all, apparently they announced it in 2016. They finished filming in 2017, and it's been in post-production since.
Putting all the
and
explosions
it's
in.
getting ready. Oh, I'm
Well,
so
probably
excited.
putting all the people in because there's a ton of freaking CGI people. that I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not good CGI. It's 2016 or before CGI, but I'm still watching that.
I don't know what you're talking about. That looks great.
Yeah. First of all, like this right here, this is exactly what I want from a Dynasty Warriors movie. I want a one person to charge into 200,000 soldiers and just start blowing them up. Like, just I want them all scattered in every direction possible. Like, I want to watch this movie and then be like, I need to go play the game.
I watched a horse jump from one roof to the next and it kept running. I'm like, that's not real.
It broke through a wall too. It like shattered the wall, jumped on the little wall, and just kept running. I was like, yes, yes. Now start blowing up more people.
Oh my god. See, this is what I have to live with, so just want you all to know. You must be looking
explosions.
For a cat.
I don't know. Like, there's something about when like the Japanese do a movie and stuff. It's like I know some of the stuff is CGI, but because of growing up with like those old cheesy martial arts movies, it doesn't bother me as much.
This is not Japanese.
Well, to be fair, it's a Chinese CGI company that's doing this.
I mean, same thing. Like those foreign Asian films.
Where it's a little over the top, no matter what.
Oh, over the top and crazy. It's like, oh, okay, I can get behind this.
Yeah.
Well, there's 2 tickets sold right there.
Unfortunately for us, it's going to be released in Hong Kong on July 29th, I think it is.
Yeah.
And then it will be coming to mainland China the day after that, and there's no plans for a Western release right now.
I'm pretty sure you're resourceful enough to find it.
Somebody needs to put English subtitles on that and let me fucking watch it. And if you don't, I'm still going to watch it just for the explosions, damn it.
Just
I have no idea what they're saying.
You'll be fine.
Man. I mean, we played through Dynasty Warrior games how many times? We should have the basic understanding of the story.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
That's when you do one of those ones where you're both in a Discord and watching it at the same time, and then you go, what do you think he said? Well, I'm pretty sure he said this.
Well,
I need you to act this out.
Then.
Can that be a thing? Just to act it out? Is there a DMCA on that? Can we make that streamed?
or what we could do is do it Mystery Science Theater 3000 style and just like put in our own words.
There you go.
Ooh, just do like an outline shadow of both of y'all's head and just post it down at the bottom.
There you go.
Wouldn't we get in trouble for that? I mean, I wish we could record it and do that and then release it out.
That's fine. Just don't call it Mystery Science 3000. Call it Mystery Science 1530.
I'm talking about like, I'm talking about recording the movie and then trying to put it out.
As long as you're giving commentary on it, I think you can.
Yeah, and yeah, we're not making like money off of it, I guess.
Yeah, well, you're doing it. Yeah, if you're doing like a reaction video, it's technically fair use as long as you're not getting money off of it.
Ooh, what we could also do is like basically do a recording of me and him and then be like, all right, everybody, we're going to start the movie right now, and then they could start it too.
That's what the Mystery Science 3000 people ended up doing, where you could listen to it while you're in the theater.
Yeah, that'd be really fun. I think we should do that then. We're going to do that. And then we'll release a recording of me and Baka watching the movie, and you guys can watch it along with us.
Oh my god. Nicknames for them all.
I know their real name. I know their names. I saw several characters that I know by name.
Oh, too funny. All right. The only thing I've got left is the guy that really loves Call of Duty, evidently.
The dumbass.
Good enough to go back to jail for?
Yeah.
He couldn't stay home isolated all day. He needed something to do.
Right. Yeah, isolation in jail wasn't enough. Let's do this. So an armed robber was caught. Which, if you're in the Discord, you can actually watch the video of. An armed robber was caught because he broke curfew during a lockdown in England in January, because of the fact that he was bored, I guess, and wanted to go get the new Call of Duty. And then they ask for ID, and he proceeds to kick a police officer in the nuts, tries to run away, slips and falls, and they eventually end up spraying him in the face to apprehend him, and then find out later on he had escaped from prison in November and had been at large ever since. And here's the bad part about this to me. Not all that. That guy had 4 years left on his freaking sentence when he like it was like a ridiculous long sentence, like 16 years or something. He had 4 years. Yeah, and he had 4 years left. 2024, actually 3. 3 years left now. When you do this shit, like, really?
What an idiot.
Well, now he's gonna be in for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Didn't even get to play it either. Like, let me tell you, what a wasted day.
Yep.
What an idiot.
Well, he was out for a while. He was out for what, 3 months?
He was laying low
4 months?
because he was in lockdown, and then he was an idiot.
So, yeah,
you should have just stayed low.
You're in lockdown. You're safe. No one knows where you are because no one's gonna go anywhere. You went on an empty street with your friend, where there are cops around trying to make sure people out aren't on the empty streets.
You know, there's a digital version of that game, too. It's not even like you had to go to the store to get it. Why wouldn't you just be smart enough? If you're going to be out of prison, why don't you stay in your house and download the damn thing? What is wrong with you?
We're going to play Call of Duty.
Oh, man. My internet's too slow. That's going to take forever. Let's just go get the disc. You still have to install it. It's still going to take 60 days.
And then there's clearing hard drive space and all that.
Still have to do all of that
because,
too.
The damn game takes up your entire hard drive.
Just what an idiot! What an idiot!
Oh my god. Because evidently UK doesn't have Amazon or anything else that you can get it from if you wanted a hard copy. Dude, man. I know I've been stuck in here for 3 months, but do y'all mind? Let's go down to the mall. It might not be open because of a lockdown, but let's go to the mall.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see the local GameStop or whatever they have in freaking UK being open.
I just don't get what was going through his head. It's like, all right, cool, I'm out for prison. Well, you know what? Cops are patrolling the streets, but I really need Call of Duty.
Which is the game that I will have to show my ID for. Surely they won't notice.
And he's just scrolling. It's not even like he's ballsy as shit. He's just like walking through.
I don't even think it's ballsy. I think it's just stupid. Yeah, it's been a few months. They probably forgot about me.
I've been years. I've been over a decade in prison. What do I care if I'm walking the streets?
They're not
gonna arrest me. He probably brought more attention to himself because he wasn't wearing a mask either. They're like, hey, that dude doesn't have a mask on. You know, in a society where you wear...
Yeah, he did. If you watch the video.
But which I think is why he wasn't worried about, because nothing's going to facial scan him to be able to pull him out and to be like, oh, that guy, he escaped.
But still.
Oh, my God.
What an idiot. That's a good one to end on. Like, it's a high note because we're all laughing at somebody else being dumber than we are. I like it. Don't be stupid.
Don't be stupid.
Mm-hmm.
No, we're not stealing off of Philip DeFranco. We love him.
Oh, yeah, he's great. Let's get out of here.
For sure. We appreciate everybody that hangs out with us each and every week at Infinite Respawn. As always, you can check us out on Twitter at InfiniteResPEC. You can check me out personally at MDB Oak Tree. Check out Grif.
At Grif Slanum.
Check out Chicken.
At Elite Chicken 313.
Check out Baka.
Baka.
Also, make sure you go to Grif's YouTube channel where she today posted a brand new video of her Skyrim run that she's currently got going on.
I've got like 6 videos that need to be posted, and it was waiting on that one to post. And I've just I've consistently been so busy or tired by the end of the night that I forget to do it. So I think I'm just gonna mix down what I've got and just put them all up in one day and be like, "You missed a few weeks. Here you go."
There you go. Just all of it. There you have it. Also, make sure you go to twitch.tv/Elite Chicken 313. Chicken, we're getting the end, right? Is that what we're doing this week? We get the end?
If he gets a day off,
I know you're going to that.
I hope not. I want more. I'm going to do lots of collection stuff before I do the final mission, damn it. So,
trying to do that
maybe
100%.
1 or 2 days. Yeah.
Right.
I have this
trying
problem
to do that 100%.
when I get into games that I seriously fucking just fall for. And I just I just don't want to stop playing. So I complete it 100%. And then unfortunately I just kind of set it up there as like a beautiful picture that I can be like, what an amazing time.
Also, make sure you go to twitch.tv/mdbotree or glimish.tv. Either way, get on there and hit the follow button. I will be on Monday night on Glimish. Tonight I'll be on Twitch, but and then next weekend I'll be back on Twitch as well. Just trying to give, you know, each week give a little bit of love to Glimish and find out how much they proceed with their improvements. So we'll go from there. Anyway, for infinite a bit of words.
Words are hard.
Hello.
I know, words be hard. For Infinite Respawn, I'm Oak Tree.
I'm Grif.
I'm Chicken.
I'm Baka.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Please hang up and try again.